survivor. I will survive, and I'm a firm believer. We'll forever strive just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lion power. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lion power. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. And when you roll, your enemies they must tremble. Your enemies they must tremble. Yo, and when you roll, everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I does go hard, and I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God, put my trust in God. That simple means say, nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. You gotta be firm in this time, son. You gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the ride. Welcome. Oh boy. As you're coming, guys, go ahead and share up the program and put it on your page. It's a Wednesday. Everybody hear me fine? Again. Stand by, guys. Fix the little problem that we have in here. Let me know if everybody's seeing me and hearing me fine. If everything is that good on your end, give me a thumbs up. Hey, Jocelyn, how you doing? Patricia, I see you. Hey, we in? You're in? Hold on. I guess you guys not hearing me. Check. Everybody seeing everything good? Jocelyn, how you doing? Welcome to another edition of Men's Summit, guys. Men's Summit, this is where men talk the things, right? And women listen and also participate. It's your opportunity to be a part of this conversation. And today we're supposed to have another guy who's supposed to join me a little bit later. Hopefully he show up. But regardless of what, we are going to talk. And I have my partner in crime today, Mr. Dwight Sampson. Where you there? We're on the firing squad today, guys. All you take it easy on us, please. Take it easy on us, please, today. It's Men's Summit, guys. Everybody share the thing, okay? Patricia, you're in. You're good. You're good to go. All right, nice. Jackie Chaitan, how you doing? Hold on. Everybody share. You know when it's Women's Summit? The women come inside here and, they talk about men and all things that men doing and what men not doing and what men could do better. So this is our opportunity here now to talk, right? This is our opportunity now to speak and talk the things. All right? Let me finish share up, guys. Let me finish share. Share. Let me go ahead and share.
Everything after humble.
Hey, Jennifer Myers, how you doing? Long time I see you. How you doing, Jennifer? Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Also, got to big up the folks over there on our YouTube channel. The folks on YouTube, how you guys doing? All right, hold on. Let me make sure I share on a few more pages. Share over here and here and here and here and here. Hold on, I ain't finished sharing yet. There we go. All right, I'm all shared out, guys. I am all shared out and ready to go. But hold on, I see Christine, how you doing? How you doing? Right. Okay, guys. All right. Let's get it going. Let us get it going. My partner in crime for today, and we expect someone else, another outspoken young man who is going to be joining us a little bit in a little while. Dwight, what go, boy?
Hey, Junior, good night. Good night to all your viewers and followers. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, hold on, Dwight. Your audio is not coming through properly in my ear. Keep speaking, Dwight. Let me fix that.
Well.
All right, better now.
Everybody hearing me?
Yeah. Everybody, yeah, I could hear you now. Dwight, boy, we have a task ahead of us today.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you set me up, you know.
No, me, we're not gonna do that.
I kind of feel set up because right now I feel like in a hot seat. I don't know.
Dwight, listen, let me tell you. You see this when men come out to speak, a lot of times men don't step up and speak, right? So I spoke to about 7 different guys to come on the program today. And a lot of them said, yeah, they was going to come. But when they see the topics...
Yeah, and the funny thing is that I only had an opportunity to look at the topic just before the program because I was kind of really busy today. I actually just got home from work a few minutes ago.
Okay.
So I've been busy quite literally all day, so I didn't get a chance to look at the topic. I just thought it was a casual conversation until I saw it. I was like, oh, Lord, Junior set me up.
Right. Well, bye. I don't know, but it's all on you. So I'll see you later. I'm going to go now, and you just do what you got to do.
What? Listen to me. Watch. I would just tell the viewers, instead of throwing stones at me, throw a ham or a bottle of punch a cube or something of that sort. You know, throw something else. Don't throw stones.
No.
Please don't throw stones.
Right. It's good when we speak, because it's only when we speak, right? People hear. If we don't speak, if we don't talk about things, if we don't speak about what's on our mind, then the women and them is not going to learn. They're not going to know how we want to be treated. So it's good when we have conversation like this.
Yeah, and I think the whole issue of men speaking has been a troubling one for centuries. I don't think that that's a conversation that ever go away. The truth of the matter is, even as fathers or husbands or boyfriends or whatever it is tightly hold, you know, when you get home, your wife is going to tell you, or your girlfriend is going to tell you everything. You know, your mother called and she said that you need to come by and feed the pigs and she helps to carry whatever. She'll tell you the entire detail. But when the table is turned on the other side, and you know, she comes home to you and her mother calls, you would just say, your mother called. That's we're not going into all the details and, you know, all the shenanigans. Your mother called, that's it. You know, you call and find out whatever she said. And I think that has been an argument for years. And the sad reality is, Junior, in a lot of homes and a lot of relationships, women are walking around with the assumption that they know the man they woke up by this morning. And in reality, they know what they want them to know or how much they want them to know. They know what little that they feed them with. You know, they know as much as they allow them in to know. And that's the reality, you know. I always tell women that men are the greatest pretenders. Guys, do not stone me. Do not stone me. This is not a case of Steve Harvey. But the truth of the matter is, men are the greatest pretenders, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest mistakes is that women are the biggest talkers. They say everything. So they basically write it out all the scenarios and the plays for us to follow. They don't even realize that they're giving us what we need to work our magic to get where we want, get what we want or where we want to go. That's simple the reality.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like what you say that, you know, I think women are better navigators. Like for instance, and I'll give the women that, eh? That is not that is probably the one time I'm gonna give women that. You get
Your own there.
you bring her in a home, or you guys created a home together. Yo, the woman going to put things where nice blind, the blind is gonna match the couch, and that gonna look nice. You gotta throw a pot, you got all that stuff. Men is just gonna like, yeah, we don't like what? For a pot, what? Matching curtain, what are you talking about? Like just
but the reality is that there are some of us, some among us in the male gender that enjoy these kind of things, and nothing is wrong with that. Let's get this very clear, because these days, if you are not walking the straight and the narrow when it comes to male, you're walking the on straight and the on narrow. So the truth of the matter is, let's make it very clear that it is okay for a man to want to be good at interior decorating. Most of the times, us as men, we don't have the time to sit down and to go into all the details. I mean, usually if I'm sent to supermarket to buy something, like for example, if I'm sent to buy snacks for the children, I'm not checking the price. I'm just buying the snacks. Checking
what price? What price of what?
Exactly. You know, like for example, we have a situation in Montserrat where when you go to the supermarket, you always have to check for the expiry dates. So I would go pick up the snacks and just bring it back home. And my wife would say, "You check the expiry date?" I was supposed to.
You just buy the stuff. Like you buy the milk, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's our responsibility. You say buy milk, buy bread, buy cheese. We buy milk, we buy bread, we buy cheese. Whatever the distortion of the cheeses or the milk, that has nothing to do with us. And I think that is the funny thing is Junior, that a lot of women do not take time to understand this. That the only thing that a man don't do well is being alone. We don't do that too well.
Right.
And
true.
It's not good for a man to be alone. True. That is why men tend to congregate together more frequently and often than women do. And it's a fact. A man, we have our little gang. This is my buddy, my friend. We go, we drink, we whatever. Women, you would occasionally give a little call, you might a little text, you might see she might come by the house, that kind of thing. But that's as far as it go. But when a group of men sit down to talk, boy, CNN, BBC, NBC, Fox News, they are nothing, because everything and nothing is spared. But the reality is that we for us, that is our safe place. Because the other reality is, when you share certain things with your female partner, with the woman in your life, and she get vexed 2 days down the road, bro.
Listen what Shevan's saying. We on the topic when we were speaking about going to the store and buying things. Shevan said that's why she never sent Shevan to the store. She checking out to get it. Oh, yo, could you imagine checking this coupon? Coupon.
What is that? What is a coupon? What exactly is a coupon?
Like, yeah, man, like coupon. Like, yeah, listen. The women understand this, right? And don't get mad, because we as men, we see things differently.
That's the reality.
With no coupon and have coupon and all of this going and pull out like a piece of paper and rip.
Don't know about that, brethren. That's not the scope.
We don't doing that. That is not what we do. You want milk, cheese, and egg, and some apple and some oranges and a pound of sugar. We go and we get it. We don't look for expiration date, and we don't look for all of them things, and we don't go with no coupon.
But let's reverse a little bit here. Look at it this way. And this is what women need to understand. Let's look at it from this standpoint. We give you a house, women, it's your duty to turn it into a home.
Right.
We give you a teaspoon of milk. In 9 months, give us a child. We give you a few $100. We expect groceries and a plate. We even expect groceries. We expect a plate of food.
Oh,
That's the reality.
Why careful you see that? Careful you say that.
But I mean, in a setting where you have a husband, a wife, or a boyfriend, you know, that you're straight partner, two all living in the same house, thing. We give you the money. You buy the groceries. All we expect when we give you the money for the groceries is to get a plate of food. We don't care if you buy milk or ketchup or a barbecue sauce or you buy pasta or chicken or rice. That's none of our business. What is most concerned for a man is that when he gives you that, he expects this. You understand? Yeah. And that's the reality. But I want to take it a little bit serious here, and I want to tell my sister something. Men are more logistics. So for us, when it comes to the home, once we give you safety, we provide, we make sure that you're all right and everything else, all we expect for you to do is when sports come around on a Saturday, don't bother us. when the twice in the week and the Sunday come around, give us wise hours.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big sport fan. I don't really watch sports. And I think that men should learn how to cook too. I don't feel that women should be the only one that cooking.
But listen, the truth of the matter is, the truth of the matter is, personally, I think there are a lot of men that cook better than women. And we'll get some big stone for that.
You know, I think men are better cooks. When men decide to cook, men cooking better than women.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. Yeah, no denying that. No denying that.
It's a fact. Women learn from their mothers. We learn on our own. Most of the time, a man learn on his own. There are times when, you know, your mother, your grandmother, based on who you grew up with, will teach you a thing or two. But we learn on our own, because if you look about a decade ago, the women stayed in the house and helped with the chores and the cleaning, etc. And the guys, yeah boy, let you go outside and play. Yeah boy, let you go outside and that was the reality of what we grew up in. These days, you know, it's different. Social media and tablets and phone and everything else. Mm-hmm. But a decade ago, the women, the mothers or the grandmothers kept the women inside and allowed the guys, the boys, to go outside and play. Go out and play. And if you're too inside and you're too cookie or you're too cleany or whatever the case may be, they call you a sissy. Yeah. That was years ago. That's before we come up with all kinds of scientific topics for it. But it's a reality. And we grew up, and the things, because if you look back, a lot of the homes back then did not have a role model for us to follow. A man, a father. Fathers were always absentee. About a decade ago. It's beginning to change. Thank God, it's beginning to change. We're seeing certain strides coming up. But a decade ago, it was only the mother fighting to put food on the table and grow up the children and stuff like that.
Is the problem why a lot of men don't know how to please their women? It's because of this exact fact that you said it. Here's the correlation. A lot of men learn about how to please the women by talking to their friends on the street.
Exactly, the boys.
Yeah? Fathers and them, most times, the fathers and them come in and say, yo, listen, this is what you do, this is what you do. Because really and truly, a lot of men had the idea that when you're having sex with a woman, you have to just mash it up, you know.
Yes.
You have to just mash it up, you know.
That's the reality.
Yeah. Mash it up, slam it up, dig it up. That is the kind of language, because you know what? Where we get that from? The boys and them.
Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you know, I grew up in Grandans Valley, which is, you know, not so, you know, and I love my village, must I add. But the reality is, when I growing up, I always, boy, I beat up that thing there, boy, boy, and ting, and you know, you're hearing that kind of language. And you grow up and you think that is what is expected of you. Yeah. That is what makes me a man. And the reality is that we did not have a man to say, this is not how it's done. This is how it's done.
This is how
This
it's
is
done.
not how you do that. This
Yeah.
is how you do that. And,
Mhm.
and we as men, we have to take the blame for that, because we dropped the ball heavily on our role as fathers. And
Yeah.
that's a fact. And I feel I also have dropped the ball. But the
Mhm.
thing about it is, and what I want our women to understand, is that while you had mommy and granny and auntie, we didn't have no daddy. And the uncles were
Mhm.
doing what their fathers or what they see the men before them do. And the reality is, what they were doing is not morally right or morally okay.
Mhm.
Look back 10, 15 years ago. A man had a child in St. David, he had 2 in Grenville, he had 3 in Sotels, and that was somehow the measuring stick as to what a man really supposed to do. And
Yeah.
nobody was saying, hey, find one woman, you make 2, 3 children with her, you build a home, you put her in there with the children, and you provide and you take care of them and you make them into something. You know, you give them that opportunity to become.
But them kind of morals is what them girls and them get treated with, you know. Them girls and them they get treated and they get told no, you shouldn't have sex with many partners. You have to conserve yourself for your husband. You have to
Yeah,
so you have to
the church mentality.
yeah,
That's what I call it.
women are kind of growing up. Women are kind of in that realm. That's what the mother tell them or the grandmother tell them. But as men, our thing, what we learn from the boys on the street is, yo, you mash up as much thing. You the man.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
the
And
man.
I went to an all boys school. I went to Presentation Brothers College, and I can tell you that I heard that conversation within the walls. You know, and I from since then I distanced myself from that kind of behavior. But let me tell you something that I have learned over the years. You see, it's one thing to separate yourself mentally from it, but you see, when it's cultured into you, when it
Right.
becomes a norm, it takes a level of discipline that we never was taught. And as Patricia Conwell says, men cannot teach what they have not learned or what they don't know. And the reality is, we did not have that set role model to teach us what we need to know, how we need to be better fathers and husbands and men. You know, we didn't have that. We did not have that. And the few good men that we probably had around in the church or whatever the case may be, I say church with a very big teaspoon of salt. but the few role models that we had or we saw, they were the 0.1%.
Yeah.
Because when you look around, and I remember when I graduated from PBC in 2008, 2009, 2010. When I look back, most of the people I graduated with, not even just from PBC, but from other schools I would have known, by 2010 they had their first kid. And I'm saying that is what your first thought is, not higher education, not furthering yourself in some career area or developing yourself. Your first thought is to have a child.
Have kids, man. Have kids all over the place.
Not just all over the place, but just have a child, And
Yeah.
I'm saying we have to shift that mentality. We have to shift that theory, that thinking, and we have to understand that that making children is only a part of it. Because when you make them, you also have to provide for them.
Yes.
And children are not cheap. I can tell you, they're
Yeah.
not cheap. And we have to sing that into our men. But providing for them is only one other portion of the factor.
Mhm.
Because here's the thing, mommy needs emotional and psychological support from you as the man.
Yeah.
She needs to have that support. She needs you to be able to help her through that process. We have this thing called postpartum depression that happens after.
Yeah.
The importance, the role of a father cannot be overshadowed. It is extremely important.
Yeah, man.
And while we may learn what we learn on the block or in our groups or what at the barber shop, wherever we may go, we also have to shift the conversation and change it to understand that I can be whatever I be out there, but home, I need to be a father, a husband, a friend, a counselor, an advisor, a big brother. You have to be all of these things.
Yeah. And one of the most important things that men that have to always remember is that you have to be present. You have
Exactly.
to be present. And anytime a father tell a child that he's gonna do something, the child expect you to do it.
Yeah.
Even
But
if
here's,
you
here's
or not.
but here's the reality here, Junior. The reality is this. And I want to make this point very strong and very clear, especially to our women as well. Now, I learned at a very young age. I grew up with my grandmother from pretty much most of my early years, and then my mother. You see, when mommy tell you, it's you did well. It's I like that. You get 90%, you get 95%, you did well. You feel okay. You feel yes, I've accomplished something. But let
Right.
daddy tell you, boy,
Yeah.
you done well. That is a total level of gratification. That's a total level of satisfaction.
You feel
Just
strong.
mommy. Yeah. I'm telling you something about daddy. And I want to make this other point. Being in the house, men, being in the house does not mean that you're present.
True.
You're in the house, but it doesn't mean that you're present. Because you can be there, but you can be of no support whatsoever.
Yeah.
To the woman.
Yeah.
No, I'm a husband, and I can tell you, my wife would call out to one of our daughters from morning till night. Let me just call their name. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Just let me call the name. I don't have to call it twice. And whatever I say, it gets done.
Yeah.
It gets done.
That is our superheroes. That is our superheroes. We are superheroes.
I am telling you.
Yeah.
I am telling you. Listen to me. As a father, and my greatest satisfaction, my greatest peace is knowing the fact that my second daughter usually does it. She'll come by, daddy, and she's looking for that attention. And once you see the smile, it says something. It says something. Listen to me, man, bro. We gotta fix this. Being in the house doesn't mean that you're present.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Amen. Amen to that. Listen, more men need to be active participant in the whole process. Active participant in the whole process. And Samson said it right. If video stick, but he'll get back, he'll fix it up. Active participant. And that's why we have men summit when we're talking. It's not talk about who cheating and who cheating the best. It is true that men need to stand up and be there and support your children. Because as a father, right, as fathers, we play such an important role. We are the superheroes. We are Superman. We just don't have the cape, but that's how our children see us. Fathers are superheroes. And if you let down your children, you let down your child, that is something that he go take with him for the rest of his life, forever and ever and ever. Amen. Anyway, guys, let's open up the phone line if you want to call in while Samson gets his connection back. Let's open up the phone line. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about daddy. Let's talk about fathers. Let's talk about fathers being present. And we go also talk about in instances where fathers, in not that they can't be present, It's not like they don't want to be present, In a lot of cases, some fathers are prevented from being present from their child's life because the relationship cannot coexist with the man and the woman. Sometimes, I want to say oftentimes, I want to derail myself. Sometimes it's because one parent decides that they're not. Something you're echoing.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you're echoing. I get an echo.
One second.
Yeah. So oftentimes, guys, I'll lose my train of thought. Samson, you back? Anyway, guys, let's open up the phone line 718-701-5720. Let us talk about this. Daddy in the home, being present in the home, and not leaving up all the responsibility for mommy, like the cooking task and all of this stuff. It's important that men cook. And women, let me tell you something. All you have a big role to play, All you have a big role to play too. Because you have to ensure that you don't just feel like your job, your task is to just cook and clean. Men could cook and clean too. But if you're doing it all the time, if your man can cook, you know what you could do? You could show him. You could show him how to cook. Show him how to prepare this meal and show him how to prepare this nice meal because that is what you like. And I know I would appreciate it because, you know, I know how to turn my hand. they say they say self praise is no praise at all, right? So let me don't go there. Anyway, 718-701-5720. Open up the phone lines right now while Samson gets his connection back. And we're talking about men in the home. First whack at it. Men in the home and the importance, the significance of having the man in the home to be there, present for the kids.
That simple means say nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can change my.
Let me read somebody. Hey, Kibbs, how you doing?
I will not allow negativity. Nobody.
Gail, yes. That's the number right there, guys. 718-701-5720. I want some women to participate in this conversation. Women, this is as much as your conversation as it is men conversation, you know. It is you. So we talking to you. We're telling you what we like. We're telling you what we dislike, right? And we're telling you, so even in some cases, what you could do to make this situation and the relationship better. Samson, you there?
Yeah, you hearing me?
I hear you, but I don't see you. Hold on.
I am not
Your
sure.
video is off. Your video is off.
It's on.
Nah, you're black. Your video is off.
Let me go ahead and come back.
Yeah, go out and come back in. Right? Pearl, let me see. Pearl is saying you were saying something fathers are prevented from playing. Yes, okay, yes. Thank you, Pearl. Fathers are prevented from playing an active role in the relationship. Sometimes the mother and the father, or the husband and the wife, or the boyfriend and the girlfriend cannot get along, the relationship done. But that doesn't mean that the mother should put the child against the father. Right? Because I see it sometimes that father can't even play that role because the child get to hate the father. And that right there is doom. Because a father is essential. Just as how a mother is essential to a child life, a father role is essential. I remember when my son was in pre-K or kindergarten school, grades 1, 2, 3, going up the road up there. And I used to go pick him up every day, right? Go pick him up. And that child used to run to me and jump on me every single day. He could never get fed up of me. And I could never get fed up of him just meeting me at that point in time and just running and jumping. Up to the point where the teacher said one day, they said, wow, your son is so happy to see you. Yeah, he was. Because he understood that, one, I would always be there at that time to pick him up. And I won't let him down. I'm present and I'm active. Samson, you back?
Yes, I am.
All right, yeah, hearing you better now. So we were talking about that. We were talking about in some cases, Samson, where women prevent their boyfriend or their husband to have relationship with their children because the relationship. Oh, Samson gone again. Lord Samson, your internet sucked today. Anyway, guys, 718-701-5720. We're talking. It's Men's Summit. Let me see if I could get Samson back again.
Yeah, I'm here.
Samson, what kind of internet service you have today, boy?
I think the internet just dropped down for some reason. They're trying to introduce fiber optic cable here, internet, so it's messy.
Right. Yes. Right. So I was just saying about the fact that, you know, women should not put their hatred of the father on the child. At the end of the day, the child is still innocent and it's for the betterment of the child. And that is a problem. Sometimes why some men cannot play their role, not because they don't want to, but it's because they're prevented from doing that. And that is a big problem.
That's definitely one of the topics I wanted to touch on next. And I want to say it categorically. Sorry, my battery is dying, so I'm trying to hold my phone in my hand. I want to say this to our women. Listen, your children are not pawns to be used against the man when things get bitter between you and the man. I remember years ago, Junior, as a child growing up, if granny and somebody in the village ain't talking, and you dare pass that person on the road and don't say good morning or good evening, by the
Yeah.
time you get home, yeah, you have a cut ass waiting on you, bro. I hope I can say that on the live. You have a cut ass waiting on you because they ain't talking, but trust me, they will call granny and say, you know, who passed me on the road? You know, Dwight passed man, you don't say good man, you getting a cut ass. I think we need to bring that back as it relates to, you know, issues between the father and the mother. And I think it goes both ways. Mothers, your children are not pawns to be used against the man. Likewise, man, don't use it against the mothers.
Same thing.
We need to stop this. I consider it to be very petty and childish. If two of you all
Yeah.
have an issue, it's between two of you. The child should not suffer as a result of whatever is going on between you and him. And then another thing is there are lots of women, when the man move on and he get another girlfriend, she allowing the child to go over, but she's telling the child, oh, don't eat from the woman, and the woman this and the woman that. Stop it. Stop the nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to stop it. Whatever going on between you and the man has nothing to do with the child. The child is should not be used as a ransom in bid, you know, and all this nonsense. Stop it. The best thing that you can do is to at least make the situation as comfortable as possible for the child. Because a lot of parents don't understand when a child going between mother and father and back and forth and mother, father, granny and uncle and everybody else, how much that affects the psyche of that child later down in life. Because when
Yeah.
they grow up and they think, well, this is how it's supposed to be. This is a normal way of doing things. And it is not normal.
That's
It
true.
is
That's
not how it was meant to be. It was
I'm a
meant for the
I'm a voice
sorry.
note. I'm a voice note I want to play. Somebody just sent me a voice note. Let's see what they have to say.
Mhm.
Let me see if it's playing back.
But
Let me start over the voice. Okay, go.
a father role in the home is important. Alright, and a child with a father in the home. But you can't just be as I agree with what he said in that they can't just present, but a father in the home can also be detrimental because if the father is not a good role model, then he could be training the child to be a man in society. So he shouldn't just be a father in the home, but he should be a good role model to the child. As one of the requirements I find we have for this Marcus, I think, what is his name? It's too much. I mean, sometimes I prefer be single if I have to fulfill so much things to make a man happy. Because besides having a full-time job as a parent plus working out of the home and having so much thing to make a man happy, that me a woman have a task.
Yeah, that was a voice note that I was just sent in.
Yeah, I think she was going well, and I agree with the part that of good role model. Um, the truth of the matter, and I want to address this first. Anything a man does in the house, be good or bad, is what the children in the home would learn. And a man cannot teach what a man never learned. And I think that for a very long time, society has been biased towards men. We catered more for the women. We developed the women. We trained the women. We nurtured the women. But we left the men to do what we call manly things. And there's
Yeah.
no context as to what manly things are. You know, there is no stipulation. This is the goal post or the goal standard as to what manliness, because each community you go into, you'll find a different definition.
Right.
Furthermore, each home you go in, you'll find a different definition of what a man is supposed to be. But when it comes to a woman, there's only one set standard. She needs to be a good wife. She needs to tend to the house, etc. And I'm not saying that this is what the reality should be. I'm saying what this is what we have been taught. Biblically, she's supposed to submit to the husband, etc., etc. But the only requirement biblically that I've learned is that the husband should love the wife
Yeah.
as Christ loved the church. That's the only thing. So the reality is that a man cannot teach you or cannot lead you where he has never been. And the reality is that we grew up seeing other men and we learn from them. And that has become a culture, a pattern throughout the generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as sad as it is, the question I now ask, and I'm asking this generally to our different stakeholders, government, church, civil society, what sort of forums have we made or developed to help boost men?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what sort of structures have we put into place to help men? When you go into the prisons, who do you see? More men. But when you
Yeah.
go into the church, who do you see? More women. That tells you that somewhere along the line we have missed the mark badly, and
Yeah.
we have fallen so far from what was set out to be. But the question is now, and I think the conversation is that we cannot dwell on what has already happened. We now have to figure out how we're going to fix what has happened.
Yeah.
And in order for us to do that, we have to find the men where they are, not just where they are, but where they speak, where they're vocal, where you're going to hear that which is affecting them.
Yeah.
Now, if I ask my wife in the morning, what happened to you? I'll get the whole logistic. I mean, again, the whole diagnostic. But ask
Mm-hmm.
a man, what happened to you? Man, go to me. Go back to me. That is it. That is it. And I think that lack of communication, that lack for communication,
Right.
has worsened the problem. Now, further to that, with the onset of the LGBT community, and no pun intended, or the gay community, a lot of men has put up a self guard. They don't do certain things because they don't want to be labeled as being gay. They don't do certain things because they don't want people to say he's a sissy or he
Mhm.
girly. And
Right.
as a result of that, and I want to say this, and I want the women to get this. Who do you think that is hurting? The woman.
Yeah.
Because you are living in a house with a man that you barely know. And that is a harsh reality. You
It
barely
has
know
to
him.
be communication. Communication is the key. But I want to move. I want to move. I want to step on the gas a little bit and just interject a conversation here, to get the viewers' take on this, right? And it
Mm,
have to be how men see things and how women see things. Specifically, someone sent me this. Someone sent me this topic, and they say they want to hear what we have to say on it. They say, women, if you do this, whatever this is, your man will never cheat on you.
say again?
Women, if you do this, and we're looking at it from a man perspective. Woman, if you do this, then it's very unlikely that your man would cheat on you. Why
Yeah,
do you think that?
rubbish.
Why do you think that
Absolute
is?
rubbish. Yeah, absolute rubbish. Let me tell you something that I've
Uh,
come to understand. And I know a woman may agree with me. He has some
mhm,
man that just have nasty habits.
right.
As I said, men only learn what they have been taught or what they grew up seeing. The situation when it comes to cheating is a matter of discipline more than it's a matter of what the woman could do. Because a woman, she could do gymnastics in the bed. If the man wants to cheat, he will cheat. That is the reality. And I want women to get this. You could do gymnastics, you could flick on your head, you could stand up you could put your head in the roof, you could swing down on the blind, you could do what you have to do. If the man wants to cheat, he will cheat. It comes down to a fact of discipline, responsibility, and respect.
Right.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that. And my father walked out to my mother when I was 6 months old. My mother was 16 years old when she had me. So she was barely out of her teenage years when my father walked out. And she was left to grow me. The reality is, man, a man will do what makes him happy, what makes him comfortable. And no matter what the woman at home do, no matter how much she do it, it's not
Mhm.
going to stop him. You can be the best cook. You can
Yeah.
be the and the reality is, Junior, final point before you go on.
Mhm.
The reality is, and I want the women to hear this. You may look at the big things. You may say, okay, let me give him sex every night.
Mhm.
Okay, let me make sure you have a hot plate of food when he come home. okay, let me make sure that the kids are in bed so me and he can sit down and watch a movie together. And you think that is what the man wants. But guess what? All the man may really maybe want from you is just for you to say, baby, I love you one more time, more often in the day.
Well, let me throw something inside of there now. Let me throw something inside of there now, and you make a very, very valid point, right? You make a very valid point, but hear this: aren't there certain things that adds to the bowl that make men want to leave and go out? For instance, a man who comes home and have to be antagonized and have to go through the stress and the noise and the headache and the and just a lot of, it's an unfavorable place. It's not a beautiful place. Home is not a nice place. Don't you think then that would lead a man to say, you know what, I ain't even want to come home. I'll go to the bar. I'll go to the bar, go hang out with the boys. Because home is not a nice place. Then what happened? The man go to the bar, he go to the hang out with the boys and them, and the boys and them, and they go to strip club, and that is how things does start. So if you took away that, and home is an inviting place, home is a nice place, home is a beautiful place, minus all the problems. And I ain't saying that men don't create the problems as well. Sometimes men create the problem, sometimes men are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But if home is not nice, if home is not sweet, if home is not a home, why the man going home to?
Junior, I maintain, I know a lot of men will probably attack me on this. I maintain the point that cheating boils down to a matter of personal choice. It's a
Right?
discipline. Now, I understand the Bible says it's better to live at the edge of a roof than better stand at the edge of a roof than to live with a nagging wife or something of that. So paraphrasing,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't remember it clearly. The truth of the matter is, a lot of times when women are nagging is because the woman wants something.
Mm-hmm.
And us men may not provide the level of comfortableness, want of a better word, for the
Mm-hmm.
woman to just feel, okay, I can tell him any and everything. I can talk to him about any and everything. And a part of the problem is boils right back down to communication. The fact
That
of the matter is,
number one.
the, the fact of the matter is, men don't talk. And women generally take the silence of men as as a bad thing. It's not that. You as a woman, and maybe it sounds blatant or bold, but sometimes as women you need to figure out what makes the man talk. Or you know, how to get the conversation going. It may just mean that I might take a ride with him, go to dinner, go do something. Whatever it is. The point of the matter is I do not believe that a nagging woman, while it could be a supporting factor, I do not believe that it is the only factor that would drive a man outside. I don't
No,
believe that.
no, it's not the only factor. I don't believe it's the only factor. You see, communication is a key. And someone said it on the live day. They said that home supposed to be a happy place for the man and the woman.
For everybody.
For everybody, home supposed to be a nice place. You want to go home, right? But if that is not what is happening, men like, for instance, let me put it in terms of sexual um needs. And someone brought this up to me as well. So the woman, she she got married, and before she got married, she was very active and doing all this stuff, and I mean, sex is nice and loving is nice and all of that stuff. So she get married and everything just kind of fall back. She don't do the same thing. She going to sleep in long pants and all kind of thing, all kind of messed up thing, right? And the sex is not even available. The man ain't even getting the loving. Now the man saying to himself, "Now, yo, why is that? She don't want to make love to me. She's not being loving or accommodating to my needs. She's not showing me that affection." Then the man go to work and the little shorty in the body, sprinkle some little sweet nothing in his ear, but that thing sounds sweet, boy. What? That sound like syrup. What have I home? It sound like salt.
Junior, let me say this, Let me say this. I have been married twice in my life.
Uh-huh.
My first marriage ended very premature. It was within a year or so the marriage ended. And I'm now married for 7 years this coming February. And I can tell you this: the woman you met, dated before you're married, and the woman after you're married is two different women.
Ah.
Women tend to take on a sense of responsibility after they're married when more than when before they were married. The truth of the matter is, and I want to say this, and I don't believe it's the only factor, but I have looked and observed, and what I've come to understand is, when a man and a woman living in a house together and they're not married, the woman feels a sense of obligation.
Uh-huh.
And let me explain what I mean by that. She feels that she needs to, oh Lord, I want to be so politically correct. She feels like she needs to show him that she's wife material in order for him to go that step, to take that next step. And I
Uh-huh.
don't believe that any woman should have to do that to get a man to marry her. I
Mm-hmm.
think it should be a mark of respect, a mark of commitment, a mark of responsibility to the woman. You took the woman from wherever you take her from, maybe she mother or father house or wherever, maybe she was on her own before, and you moved in with her. That's a commitment,
Right.
right? And I view marriage as honoring the woman. So the thing
Mm-hmm.
about it is, when the ring finally comes, the next question is, what's the next goal? Where do we go from here?
Right.
But suffice to say, let me also make this point that a lot of women don't know to separate the roles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women don't know to separate the roles. A woman basically, and in the 21st century, a woman basically has about 3 to 4 roles that I've observed. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's an employee, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then she is the custodian of the house. And I mean custodian as a cleaner, yeah? I mean custodians as the one responsible for the house. So that's 4 roles.
Mm-hmm.
A woman needs to understand that after you put the children to bed, you don't come into to your master bedroom, to your husband, with a storybook that you just read to the children to put them to sleep. Somewhere between the children's bedroom and your bedroom, you need to change
Mm-hmm.
responsibility. You're no
Right.
longer the mother because the children are sleeping, you're now the wife.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to go in there and be a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I think it happens because during the course of any day, the responsibilities change so quickly and so fast. You're a wife now, you're cooking, you're preparing dinner, you're a mother, you're helping with the homework, you're the custodian of the house, you're making the grocery lists, you're making sure the fridge, the children have snack for school tomorrow, and everything else. The roles change so rapidly during the course of the day that
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times she doesn't take time consciously to make that conscious effort to change
Or
the
to
cap,
switch.
to switch the cap.
Mm-hmm.
And us as men, I think we need to have a little bit more patience. And that is the reason why I'm saying cheating is a mark of disrespect and
Mm-hmm.
is a lack of discipline. Because because if you love your wife or your enough, if you respect her enough, if you appreciate all that she is doing and has done, then cheating. And let me also make this very clear statement. There's a difference between cheating the full length, and flirting. A lot of men naturally flirt, eh? And
Yeah.
women, get this. A lot of men naturally flirt. But the respect and the discipline comes when you on that bridge between flirting and
Mm-hmm.
full blown cheating.
Yeah.
You
So
have to know that if I go this far,
right.
there ain't no turning back. If I get to the middle of that bridge, there ain't no turning back because I'm already in the middle, so better just go on the next side. You have to make that decision, make up in your mind that, listen, I respect my woman, I respect my wife, I respect. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to respect her enough to fight for her. And fighting for her, bro, means that I'm not going to put my relationship with her in
Mm-hmm.
any place where it could be jeopardized by any decision that I make.
Right.
So
And
I
that's what.
don't care. I don't care how nagging she is. I don't care how. Listen to me. And I want to say this, Gina. No time is going. And I want to say this, bro. Let me tell you something. One of the very smartest creatures God created is a woman. If she's nagging, and you come home, you do what you have to do, you help you know, she done make the dinner and stuff and all the dishes in the sink, and she goes to put the children to bed, and you go and you wash the dishes there, you go, you get the bed ready, you run the bath or something, trust me, he gonna see it. And that nagging will slowly slip away. Women, do I have an amen? It will
Mm,
slowly slip away. It's
so
going to
so
slip away.
the idea is there had to be a reason for the nagging. She nagging, or she is being like that for a reason, and we just have to understand what it is.
That's what I'm saying. And the problem is, Junior, us as men by nature and characteristics, we don't talk. We don't talk. No, me don't care if you call me a sissy, a gay, a batty man, or whatever. Call me whatever you want to call me. We don't care. Because at the end of the day, my relationship is my responsibility. So
Right.
if I see my wife acting a certain way and she says certain thing, I know, go and hug and kiss her. But let me
Mm,
also make this other point. Bro, men, I want to speak to you directly for a second. Your woman is not a box. Let me get that mentality out of we head. She's not
mm,
a box. Because when you think of your woman as a box you can climb up and climb off as frequently and as freely as you want. Me not believe in that, day, bro. Now, if I know I feel a certain way by 10 o'clock in the morning, I know well later in the night I want something. I send a text my wife from since 10 o'clock, bro. Yeah, man. I send her all kind of nasty. If I could do it to a girl outside there, why can't I do it to my own wife? I send her all kind of nasty texts because I know I'm getting her to think. So by the time I get home in the night, my God, what
yeah.
goes down goes down. You see, us as men, it's visual, and that's why we keep saying, "Oh, she had to wear um lingerie to sleep." Stop the bullshit. Women want to feel sleep comfortably too. She wants to sleep comfortably. I don't mind, you parade in front of me before we go and sleep. But if you put on a nightie and go and sleep, yeah, I like the nightie too, bro. I like the nightie too. Me don't care. The long pants will come off. You go take a few more minutes, but you'll come off. The reality is, virgin, men,
That-
and I want to say this, for us it's visual. We don't have nothing that comes down in the middle of the month. We ready anytime, anyway, anyhow. And that's something you need to bring into your marriage as well, or your relationship. We don't have nothing coming down in the middle of the month. But a woman have something coming down every month. So the mood changes. It
yeah.
changes during the course. And you have to learn to know your woman's moods. Like if I see my wife a certain way, I know back up. Just give her she space. Don't go close. Because it's around that time of the month. And she's feeling self-conscious about her body. And
Right.
and that's another point. I want to make that final point. She's feeling self-conscious. You understand? Nagging often comes as a result of something she needs, wants, or wants to say, but she don't know how to say because she don't want the argument or the fight or the drama or whatever the case is. Right? So
Uh-huh.
once you figure out, a lot of times women feel like they're alone. They have to cook, clean, wash, take care of the children, still give you sex when you want it. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I think sometimes as men we can do better. We can wash the dishes too. Nothing wrong with if a man wash the dishes. Nothing wrong if you pick up a mop or a broom and help sweep out the house or something. Come on, man. We could do that. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't change us being man. Actually, it makes you more of a man. It makes me more of a man. And another thing I want to say finally, Junior, and I see you smiling, okay, set me up, eh? Anyway,
Ah,
another
me.
thing I want to say,
Oh, it's your show, you know. It's you. Your show.
another thing I want to say. Now, marriage or in a monogamous relationship, you and a woman, you all live in the same house. I support marriage. So I always say, man, you see this thing about every time is a bedroom. Cut that thing out, man. Sometimes
Yeah.
you might want a little adventure, man. Come out of the bedroom. Put the
Yeah.
children to sleep and lock the door.
Yeah.
Don't lock them in there now. Close the door. That's what I mean. Close the door. And you and she be adventurous. Get on the veranda. Do something. Spice up the thing. Sometimes that's what a woman wants in her. Maybe that's why she nagging. Because she wants a little bit more. We as men, we need to stop being selfish. It's not 100 starve and 1,000 joke. You need to make the woman feel comfortable. Because after a woman has children, her body goes through changes.
Right.
Her body goes. My wife, listen, my wife do a piece. She do a piece, Junior, I telling you, and I can give you number and you can ask, she do a piece. If I pass in the kitchen, my hand grabbing something. And we have 3 children. My hand grabbing something. If I pass in and she on the counter cutting up peppers or doing something, I pass in real close.
Ah,
Listen, breeze can pass through. I pass in, and I do this in front of our children because I want our children to know that I love mommy. I kiss my wife in front of my children. Daddy love mommy. And
right,
it's
yeah,
something I do because I'm showing them that this is what the goalpost is. I don't argue in front of my children. I mean, yes, sometimes the high talk come, my boy, but I cut it, I killed it there. We,
right.
we go in the room and we have a conversation in the room. Pillow talk is something I love. I love. You understand? Nothing beats a little 3 o'clock in the morning, a little session, you have a nice little conversation, bring up the sun. Nothing beats that day, no? That's what
Yeah,
a woman wants. She wants to feel like she's heard, she's loved, and after 2 or 3 children, that you still love the same body, the same way you love her before she had children. Don't make the mistake of a man telling your woman how beautiful she is before you tell her. Tell her how beautiful she is. I don't care if the clock begins to show 5:45. Make sure that you lift it up to 3:15. And I'm talking about the breast here, bro.
mm-hmm.
And
No,
another thing, final point, Junior.
go
Final point.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Final point. Listen, a woman body doesn't consist of what's in the middle. It's everything from head to foot. Bro, it's everything from head to foot. Everything. You understand what I'm saying? You have to learn to appreciate the woman. And I always say, no, we have 3 children. So, we it's a lot of budgeting and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. If I go in the supermarket, and I go to buy something, sometimes I don't. Another thing I don't do. I don't wait for my wife to say, "Oh, we need sugar" or something. If I pass in the cupboard and I see sugar low, I buy the sugar. I don't wait. That's something I've been doing. But if I go to the supermarket and I go to buy something, I see a chocolate, I buy enough for my wife. If I see an insure, I buy enough for my wife. If I see any little thing, because I want to let her know that she's appreciated and she's loved. I don't. I may not always verbate it, but the little things speaks loudly.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right on point. You're right on point. You're right on point. And see, that's why we have men summit, because a lot of people think, a lot of women, a lot of people think that men are only on this one track kind of mindset. But
Yeah.
it's good when folks like you could come, represent for the men in a men's summit, and talk the things about appreciating the woman
You
and
got to.
young the woman. Because
You
listen,
got to.
I was watching a program, a video on YouTube about childbirth. Boy, did the change,
I've
change.
seen all 3 of mine.
Why what? The amount of changes that a woman body go through. You're supposed to love every part of the woman body, whether
Yeah,
after
man. Yeah,
but
man.
she a little weight or whatever. That is that the woman sacrifices her body for that to bring forth a child.
But I was always I was and yesterday I was actually saying something at the office. I was saying, I don't know if my wife has stretch marks. I honestly don't know. Because I do not pay attention to the stretch marks. I love every inch and ounce of she. I don't care about the stretch marks. I don't care about the stretch marks. The stretch marks have nothing to do with me. I want to make her feel so secure and hold. Because let me tell you something. A woman can love you 100% if she don't feel 100%.
Right.
And that doesn't apply to just physically. I love you. That applies to the bedroom. If you want a woman, the other day I was going through TikTok and I saw a video where a woman was saying she been married to her husband for how much ever amount of years, and she doesn't have sex with him naked because she doesn't feel what? Excuse who? No, that can't happen in my house, bro. That I want my wife to feel so comfortable. Well, my wife
Right.
does feel comfortable because I can't get her to keep clothes on.
Right.
But that's the reality. That's the
Yeah.
reality. And I always say to men, while it is in our characteristics to do certain things, nothing says that we can't change. Nothing says we can't just experiment. I always tell my brethren, experiment. You go down the road, and this is something I always do. I remember within the first year or two of our marriage, it was about 6 or 7 years ago, um, I went to a press conference, and there was a dress that a lady had on, and I liked the dress. I liked The woman looked real good in the dress. You know what I did? I compliment her, say, you look nice in the dress. Where you get the dress, there? You know, I bought the thing, I ordered it. I said, you order it where? Amazon? Yeah, yeah. I gonna look for the dress. I
Wow,
gonna look and I buy the dress. Because if she look good in it, me and my wife gonna look good in it too.
that is
Yeah.
good. No, that is good.
My wife never liked high heel shoes. But I like to see her in high heel shoes. Guess what I did? I buy her heels. I know she size 8.5. I know my wife's size. So I make sure I buy the shoes that I want to see her in. And that's the reality. When you do things like that, men, you're guaranteed to get maximum optimism from your wife. You know, you
Yeah,
don't have, and that's the other thing. There won't be no need for you to go outside because you're getting everything that you need at home.
yeah. Home
You're
supposed
getting
to
everything.
home a happy place. Make your home a happy place. Someone said
Yes,
that if a woman getting things, and if a woman getting things and she's being heard, then she don't nag, right?
exactly.
There's nothing to hurt your head about. There's nothing to stress about. Everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. Why nag? I understand sometimes, but you have to remember as men as well. We have to learn how to give the woman and them this space. We have to say
Yeah,
we have to know them in a way like, and that's okay. Let me just stay in my man cave for a little bit. Let me stay for a while because you have to understand how she operates. Sometimes she's not in a mood. She's not in the mood,
exactly. And,
and
and that's why I made the point earlier. We do not have something coming down in the middle of the month, but they do. And when they do, they feel women generally feel subconscious about that. You know, they're worried about women feel. Well, listen, women are they worried about how they look. That's why they wear makeup and eyelashes and lash up and lash down and lash across and all them lashes. Because they're conscious about how they look. You know, they're
right.
conscious about how they smell. That's why they spend so much perfume, so much money on perfumes and stuff like that. But I think if we give them the self confidence, I think that they will present themselves more. And the reality is sometimes it doesn't take much. You know, I've always said that nagging comes from a place of frustration.
Yeah.
It comes from a place of frustration. Either they want something or they don't get it or something. And a lot of the times, us men, we can be very selfish. We go, we get our pleasure, and we jump off. I mean, we 2 seconds later we fall asleep, and the woman was like, "What just happened?" And it should never be like that. It should never be like that. I always believe that if you please her first, trust me, she will please you after.
Yeah.
You have to. Life is about making an investment. You have to invest if you want to get the return. A lot of times we don't invest, we don't put nothing in, but we expect to get everything out. It does not work that way, and it will never work that way.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm happy that you're on the men's summit today. A lot of men watching this, a lot of women watching this, and I think they're saying, "Yeah, boy, we learned today. Somebody learned today." Samson, you teach them today. You give them straight. No, you give them straight, man. You give them straight. You give them straight. Straight in the. You give them straight in the hip. And we
I,
appreciate you.
I hope I don't get some big stones and the men coming after me and say,
Yeah, you know
yeah,
you.
you
This
play
is right.
C Harvey tonight.
But no, we have to have this real conversations from
Yeah,
time to
it's needed. It's needed. It's needed. But my final word is I just wanted to tell women that you are seen, you're incredible, you're strong, keep doing what you're doing, especially to the single mothers out there. God, I don't know how y'all do it, but I pray strength on y'all. And for the men out there, let me tell y'all something. The greatest thing your greatest accomplishment is not the car you drive, the house you build, how much woman you slept with. The greatest accomplishment is when your children turn around and say, "I had the best daddy in the world." That nothing beats that. Trust me.
yeah, yeah. Well said, Samson. Thank you so much, my brother. We're
No
gonna keep it.
problem, bro. It's always a pleasure.
All right, cool. Homeboy journalist there in Montserrat, Samson, and Samson has a graphic design business. I'll give you guys some more information if you want to patronize his business as well. Now we do men's summit, women's summit, and battle of the sexes, so we can start and have more conversation amongst the sexes, right? And by doing that, what will happen is that we will learn to appreciate and understand each other better. we might learn how to come on with a conversation instead of creating an argument, creating a fight, creating a frustration. Because if both of us in the house and we frustrated, I angry about something, you angry about something, and you screaming at me, I screaming at you. Listen, I don't listen to you, you don't listening to me. We ain't getting no place at all. So if we could talk and understand the triggers, what makes you trigger? What makes you trigger? What makes you shoot out? What makes you angry? What makes you frustrated? And I learn how to manage that. I know things that I do that may annoy you. I work on myself. And similarly, if you do the same thing, the house could be a happy place. Yes, it will. It will be a happy place. That's what we're talking about. Men's Summit, guys. Next week, we have Women's Summit. And we want to have some of you women come in on the program and talk. Let's talk. Let's have a real conversation next week, Wednesday, right here on Ridealong. Women's Summit. All right? And I know some of you women, all you're saying, all you come and chat, and all you come and all you talk, but all you ain't coming at all. So we want to see you guys there. Before we go, I got to run this ad real quick. We have a new sponsor on board. I want to tell you about this event happening this Saturday. Check this out. I'll be right back. Are you in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area and interested in getting started in the Forex and crypto space?
Well, wait no more. Here's a perfect opportunity to get in now.
Join the Extreme FX training this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
This Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Your opportunity to get involved and get paid.
Call Christine at 347-834-2852.
347-834-2852. That's this Saturday, November 28, 2021, at the Hilton Garden located at 50 Rowanton Center, Edison, New Jersey.
Don't miss out. It will be the
ultimate decision of a lifetime.
Yeah, so check that event out, guys. We're gonna put some more information now. You know, the crypto thing is a big thing. This company really teach you how to manage in the crypto space, how to invest in cryptocurrency, how to make money. It's a great opportunity. So if you're interested in learning about the crypto space, learning about crypto market, and want to invest or want to know how to invest in cryptocurrency, you want to be a part of that. I'm going to put this flyer and information on the website. You click that link and you register. It's this Saturday, guys. This Saturday in New Jersey, right? You want to be there. You want to be there. I know a whole bunch of the support group and fans that's going to be there. For more information, let me give you guys a number. If you're interested, you could call right now and register. The number that you could call is 347-834-2852. That's 347-834-2852. Ask for Christine and tell her you saw this on Ridealong Live and you want to learn how you can make money in cryptocurrency. It's a great opportunity. You guys hearing about crypto? I mean, that millionaires are being born. Young millionaires are being born because they invest in cryptocurrency. It's a great opportunity, guys, so take advantage of that one. All right? Okay. Also got to tell you guys about All Pro NY. All Pro NY. All Pro Health Lab. All Pro Health Lab. If you looking to get your COVID test, your COVID-19 test, rapid PCR test for travel or work, you could give them a call. The number is 516-387-4246, or you could check them out online at allprolab.com. That's allprolab.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program today. And for the entire week, we got an interesting program lined up for you tomorrow. And of course, on Friday, we have Ride Trivia. It was always a pleasure having you on board. On behalf of all our team here on Ridealong Live, all our moderators, Gail, Dion Fraser, Kibbs, and our senior producer, Lois JJ, we're saying good night to you guys. Have a great night and catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
On this battlefield, you have to tougher still. Yo, just show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lion now. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lion now. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. And when you roll, your enemy is they must tremble. The enemies, they must tremble. Yo, and when you roll, everything have to humble. Everything have to humble. Strength, 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 strength.
Welcome to TD Bank, where you'll find the personalized attention you deserve and the legendary experience you expect. Let's do business. If you are a medical or dental practitioner, contact me to hear about our tailored lending solutions for residential mortgages, equipment purchases, practice-related commercial mortgages and refinance. Visit me at 500 Baychester Avenue to hear more about our full range of personal and small business banking solutions. See you soon.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican